It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. It is Thursday, November 20th. We have made it to the latter half of the week. This is the better half of the week. The first half of the week sucks. The latter half of the week is where it's at. I just found out my kids don't have school at all for Thanksgiving week. What's up with that? What's up with that? I can't even believe it. Is this a new thing? Do your kids have school off next week? I mean, I'm kind of secretly okay with it because that means I just don't even have to do wake ups next week. And wake ups are the bane of my existence in these cold days. I am so excited about that. But yeah, that means 5 days of no school next week. It's okay. Everything's going to be okay. We're going to be okay. We have so much to talk about. Little Miss Colleen, oh, the woman of so many words, all of a sudden speaks on the embarrassment of being involved with It Ends With Us. Oh, sweetie, you don't say. You're embarrassed? Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you brought this on yourself. Too bad, so sad, as they say. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Is that a great movie or what? Do I need to watch Evita? When was the last time that you watched Evita? I saw that in the theaters. We're going to talk about Colleen Hoover and her trying to distance herself from It Ends With Us and how we'll just bring it back and bring her back into It Ends With Us because it doesn't. It doesn't end unless we say it ends. We'll talk about Meghan King and her kids and how they were taken away by CPS and how there's more to the story, I believe. Britney Spears was spotted, or was it Britney Spears? It's still to be determined. I am not so sure if it was Britney Spears. I really need you guys to tell me if Britney Spears was or wasn't spotted. It's the most confusing thing I've ever seen. Southern Charm came back with a ba-ba-doo bang, and holy shnikes, Craig Conover is so damn hot. I don't even know how to handle it. Hands or no hands. I'm okay with small hands as long as he looks like that. Wow. 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 Craig, will you be my boyfriend? All that and more. And more arrests. I mean, we've got legal shit going on. It's going to be a fun day today on Daily Dose of Donna. Are you feeling the magic in the air? I'm feeling the magic. Feel the magic. Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm seeing crocodiles. Is that what they are? Crocodiles? Why are we getting spammed with crocodiles in the comments? What's happening? Like, why? What's happening? I feel like I got hit with some bot, but it's from people that I like. So I know that you guys aren't strangers to me. So what's happening? Oh, from Zach. Mary says from Zach. What did Zach do? What did Zach do? Dancing with the Stars, crocodile boy to win. Okay. I see what we're doing. We're doing a standoff. Zach and I are doing a standoff. So he wants Robert Irwin to win. So just for the schnicks and giggles, I'm going to go for Alex Earl to win. I think Crocodile Sun will win because I think it's going to be better off for ABC and Hulu and the franchise if Robert Irwin wins. Plus, I don't think, they had a guy win 2 years ago, right? They had Joey Graziade, whatever his name is, The Bachelor. He won 2 years ago. But the reason why I kind of don't remember is because it was a forgettable season. 2 years ago, they had Ariana's season, but Sochi won that season. That was a great season. Last year they had Zach from the I keep calling him Zach because he's forgettable. Zach Peter. Last season they had Joey Graziadei win. This season it's going to come down to, mark my words, Robert Irwin and Alex Earl. I think that's going to be final two. Okay. That's my guess. I think it's going to be final two, Robert Irwin, Alex Earl. And I do believe my guess is it's going to be Robert Irwin, but I want it to be Alex. I think Alex is so smoking hot, number one. She is so phenomenal, like on the eyes. Truly. She's so gorgeous. And Micah says, Alex, I'm her team. And the reason why Micah's her, Micah was Ilaria's sole fan. If Ilaria has one fan, it's Micah. But now that Ilaria is gone, Alex is his girl. But Alex is honestly so gorgeous. Let's like look a little bit at Alex's Instagram and what she's been posting. Truly, she is so like improved as a dancer. And like I said, I went to the premiere episode taping and I remember thinking, okay, she's gonna, oh, I'm sorry. Someone's comment. Hi, Micah. She surprised, I think, so many people because her first episode, she did that big Britney Spears Ring of Fire at the center of the ring, the circus one. And it was more of a show, but it wasn't a great dance. But this now, she has become an insane dancer, an actual dancer. I mean, true dancer. Where did she post? She posted like a beautiful, this is from her dancing. I don't want to actually post. Where did you post? I feel like she posted like a really pretty, oh, this is it. This was it. She always posts these like adorable little, she's so good that she has some pinned to her page and some just on her Reels page. But look how sweet this is. It's just a little video of her and Val hugging. And she says, we're going to the finale. Thank you for pushing me day in and day out. The long days, the laughs, the tears, and the best memories I could have ever asked for. Ready to push myself and live out this dream for another week. She has really worked hard and she actually really truly wants to be there. And not that I think no one else does, but I think when I see her, I get a feeling that she actually really is emotional about it.
We just had a heart to heart.
I don't want to leave.
It's a real heart to heart. It's a literal.
This is so bad that this is what I look like right now on television.
Really great.
Now, Robert Irwin, on the other end, is also obviously so cute, such a star. He cannot go back to working at, number one, I'm confused that it says Robert Irwin Photography. Like, that's confusing to me because how is he a photographer? He works at the zoo. Oh, Molly says, I don't think she wants to leave Val. Maybe she does have a crush on Val, but she's happily in a relationship apparently with what's his name, Braxton. And Val is very happily married with a kid. So that's a little concerning. But Robert also is very, very cute on this show. And maybe Robert's in love with Whitney.
We should enter like this. We made it to the finale. No.
Get ready with me.
Get ready with me. Well,
We made it to the finale.
okay. Yeah, boy. Play, Bob, play. Say we made it
Look at this guy.
to the finale. Let's just do it normal. We made it to the finale.
They actually are kind of cute together too.
Thank you so much. Wait, we have gotten that close in this experience. We know what we're about to say. Thank you so much for voting. We are so excited. We made it to the finale.
The sky in Los Angeles has looked like that almost every single night because of the rain and the weather. It's so gorgeous in the evenings, the sky. I do think Robert is a very kind guy, but the show has really been pushing for him. There's no question. There has been a little bit of favoritism, I do believe, not only with scoring, but also just how much of the emotional side has really pushed towards him with his sister in the audience and being part of so many dances with the image of Steve Irwin kind of like on the floor. They're really pushing the father and the emotions and the story. We're not getting that as much with Alex. Like with Alex, we got the mean stepmother comment about Cheryl Burke and Ozempic. You know what I mean? So like Robert Irwin is getting the producer's love. There's no question, which makes me think they're really pushing America over to him. And I think they want him to either be on The Bachelor or they want something with Robert. Now, Dylan Efron is also getting a lot of love from producers with the Zac Efron of it. And Dylan does not deserve to be top 2. No question, right? We can all agree with this. Even though Lance, of all people, my own husband sent me this reel yesterday. So my husband appreciates my eye and my taste, and he's okay with me looking at handsome men because he sent me this post, which I guess was old. This has been around for a while because I don't think this is a new post, but I just wasn't blessed with ever seeing this gorgeousness. I'm going to keep it on mute because it's 17 weeks old, but everyone take a look. Everyone needs to look at this in full screen, okay? This is the gorgeous Efron brothers looking so damn tan and so damn freaking toned. And oh my God, can we just stop the show and just watch that for a second? I bet they don't have small hands. Wow. I love golf. Starting now. This is a sports show. I'm sorry. What was that, Dylan? Was that Zach or Dylan? Hold on. We may need to watch it a third time. This reminds me of when we watched that guy from Special Forces, that Rudy Reyes guy over. Oh, it's okay. Oh, that was Dylan. Okay, Dylan. Now, someone told me yesterday that Dylan Efron's hips don't move, but I beg to differ. I saw his hips doing a lot of good gyrating in that moment. I love golf. God, I'm such a golf lover. Golf claps for the Efron brothers. Golf claps. Bet Andy Richter can't do that. All righty. Let's get into the show. Yeah? Yeah. Everyone, I'm so sorry to have to depress you by going right into Colleen Hoover. Way to squeeze your lemon if you watched yesterday's show. Or not squeeze your lemon. I don't even know where to go with that one, you guys. Put lemons in the comments. Everyone's got lemons in the comments today. Oh my God, that's so funny. Everyone's got the lemon. Oh my God, Molly says, I bet they don't have lemons. It's so good. I did get one comment yesterday on YouTube just saying, you're so annoying. And I'm like, why are you so jealous of lemons? I thought we like lemons. When you have lemons, make lemonade. Colleen Hoover does not know how to make lemonades from her lemons. She just lives with lemons. She is a lemon. Colleen Hoover, what a nightmare. What a nightmare. Number one, Christina says, if you're loving my sweater as much as me and want to know where she gets her outfit and accessories from, sign up for the newsletter, dailydosepod.com/newsletter. Yes, if you like this sweater and the sweater I wore yesterday, so many of you guys love that pink red sweater I wore yesterday. Hint, American Eagle. Yes, Sydney Sweeney did not stop me from supporting one of my favorite cheaper stores. I love American Eagle. I will share this one with you as well. Now I'm wondering where I got it. Oh yeah, now I know where I got it. But you'll have to sign up for the newsletter. Okay. Colleen Hoover opened up to ELLE magazine because she needs to revamp her image fast. Now, Colleen Hoover is not doing well, clearly, and last week took her out. So her PR reps said, we need to do something fast. And I would be dying to know who Colleen Hoover's PR reps are because clearly Colleen Hoover needed some quick PR damage, crisis management immediate after last week. If you guys don't remember, last week all those texts got revealed, including that big text message between Colleen and Justin Baldoni that Justin sent to his team that basically said, you know, here's why I kind of turned on you because of A, B, and C, where then Justin revealed all the receipts where Colleen was completely wrong about everything. So Colleen took a massive, massive reputational hit last week from anyone that's actually paying attention to this. So many people here in this world, in this, situation had, I'm telling you, like, the people that don't care about it are not Colleen's fans. The people that care about this are the people that would be buying and watching Colleen's future movies. And that's who she needs to care about here. And last week's text messages that got revealed screwed her so badly. So this is her trying to kind of remake that reputation. The problem is people have already made up their minds. Sorry, my heater is on and it's getting so hot. People have already made up their minds, okay? And I think it's kind of like with politics or whatever. Some people are they've already drawn the line. They know I don't like Colleen. She's a snake. Whatever she says now, it's not going to make me change my mind. Last week, we were all waiting for that big, what was the main reason that you dropped Justin Baldoni? And that text message that came out where she said, here's the main reason. It's because you didn't let me read the script. It's because of the tattoo. It's because of this. And he was able to refute all three of those reasons so fast without all that evidence. Now we know she's just a big pile of lying garbage. That's the truth. So nothing she says now matters. But this is her way to try her hardest to win back any of that. Now, this whole article is just a big puff piece, okay? It's called How Colleen Hoover Took Hollywood, one of the most successful authors in publishing and now a genuine movie mogul. She's as surprised by this as you are. Oh my God, me? Not me. Oh, wow. I'm the popular, me? Oh. Okay, whatever. Now, it's a long article, so I'm not going to do the whole read for you, but essentially what she talks about when it comes to the It Ends With Us story. The main stuff is that she basically says, I am embarrassed. I am embarrassed over It Ends With Us. She says, I was completely unaware that anything was happening as she was rarely on set. The situation is unfortunate and disappointing. She says, it feels like a circus. During the interview, she says, with ELLE, which ironically took place weeks before she was set to give a deposition. So I don't know what, I can't remember the dates of when she did the deposition. She pointed out that the situation has truly impacted some of the actors' careers in huge ways. And I just find it all around sad. I'm just trying to stay removed from the negativity. I have my own story I could tell, but I don't want to bring attention to it. And I don't want to have to put someone else down to lift myself up. So I just rather ignore it and let people think and say what they're going to say. I feel like it's so big at this point. There's nothing anyone can say to change whatever opinion people have of it, even though no one has the actual truth. Not even me. And that's actually really, really important. For her to say that out loud is actually a huge important piece. No one has the actual truth, not even me. I think that's a huge tell right there. Because for her to say that, that's her admitting that she can't even tell you exactly what happened between Blake and Justin. Do you get that? That's her admitting, I don't even know 100% what happened to make Blake hate him so much. Or I've been told the story, but I don't know if it's the truth. And that is telling. Because I bet you she's questioning even Blake's story too. Which is why, after the case, she's had to pull herself out of being so Team Blake. She removed a lot of Blake's pictures. She this, she that. If she had felt really, really confidently that Blake was wronged by Justin, even to this day, I think she would have stood by that story. I think she would have. I think to this day, she would have stood by Blake. and Ryan. She would have said, I am a girl's girl. I support women. And when a woman is wronged, I believe very strongly that, they should be listened to and taken seriously. And unfortunately, in this case, that was the situation. So I will always support a woman in these situations. I will always listen to a woman, something along those lines. The fact that she didn't say that, as bad as she has been for Justin in this case, and has as bad of a friend as she's been for Justin, this is also not her standing by Blake. And I do believe that that is something of note. I don't stand by Colleen in this. I'm not giving her grace, and I'm definitely not saying oh, you guys be nice to Colleen by any means, because she hugely effed over Justin, and she was a shitty friend. You guys know I think she's a snake. But a year later, she is absolutely not taking a strong side in a magazine where she could. Right now would be a moment that she could still say, I stand by Blake Lively, because a woman should not be treated in an uncomfortable situation on a set. She could say that. She doesn't. Just saying. And right now, it would not hurt her to say that, because she's already lost all of Justin's people. The one thing she could do would be to hold on to Ryan and Blake's people, and Ryan and Blake, right? So Ryan and Blake right now can't feel good about reading this either. They can't feel good about reading her kind of pull away stance, which is, I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want to feel good about this. I don't want to feel like I don't feel good about this movie. I'm embarrassed by it. The whole thing is just shitty. There's no way that Ryan and Blake are reading this article and feeling like, that's a great answer, Colleen. If anything, I think that they would read this and be like, what the hell? You told us that you would stand by us. And in my opinion, she's now finally putting herself before Blake, which is what she didn't do at the beginning. At the beginning, she put Blake before her own career and her own dignity, which is what got her into this mess. Does that make sense? That's my own opinion on this situation. It continues that she says, I'm just trying to stay removed, like I said. She says, it gives me PTSD to think about it. I feel awful because I almost feel like she's gone through with more of the, I almost feel like she's gone through more with the aftermath of the film, more pain than she went through with my dad, just seeing the ugliness of it. She can't even recommend the book anymore because the lawsuit has overshadowed it. I'm almost too embarrassed to say I wrote it. When people ask what I do, I'm just like, I am a writer. Please don't ask me what I wrote. However, she hopes her feelings will change with time, though it is sad because she was very proud of that book. And I'm still proud of it, but less publicly so. Maybe I need therapy. I don't know, she concluded. Yeah, I think you do. And then it talks about the text that she had with Baldoni back and forth. This is an article that kind of recaps the big article. But most of the article back and forth, the ELLE article talks mostly about her roles in the future, and her as an author, and her as a producer in future, future projects. The problem is she jumped so fast to believe Blake. Enrique says, Donna, can we go back in time? No. And read her statement from December. This is just her cleaning her mess. Absolutely agree that it's just her cleaning her mess. And why not? I wonder if I have it all in a highlight on my page. I'm trying to remember. I feel like I definitely created a highlight back in those early days. All right. I stopped doing the highlight after like a few weeks. It was crazy. It was every single day. So this is my first highlight was 47 weeks ago. You guys were almost a year in it. Okay. So this was the first day. Blake Lively sues. It ends with us co-star Justin Baldoni. Remember, it says Blake Lively sues. That was the day it came out. But it wasn't that she sues. She just had the CRD complaint. But this was the article. December 21st, it says Blake Lively sues. It ends with us co-star Justin Baldoni for sexual harassment. Claims he caused her severe emotional distress. And I wrote, OMG. That's how I woke up that morning on December 21st. Isn't that interesting that it says sues and she wasn't suing him? I find that fascinating. This is the whole rundown of it. I said, I took a vacation and the shit hits the fan. Obviously, Patreon will cover this and all of my thoughts this week. And I have so many. I'm truly torn. And this was a statement from Brian Friedman, attorney for Justin Baldoni on Blake Lively's lawsuit. And then I posted the article link to the New York Times saying, read this article for more insight on the whole case. It's all ugly and messy. If all of Blake Lively's claims are true, this is pretty gross on-set behavior, I wrote. It truly makes you question everything, I said. And then I said, OMG, because that same day it said Justin Baldoni dropped by William Morris following Blake Lively's sexual harassment complaint. How crazy. That was all on the same day. It was on a Saturday, you guys. He was dropped by William Morris on a freaking Saturday. The decision to have the actor, director, producer leave the agency was made Saturday morning. Do you know how rare that is? Looking back, Saturday morning, right before Christmas. And then I said, getting my homework in because I watched it that day. I had never seen it. Oh, whoops, not Diddy. Okay, here we go. Hold on. There we go. Colleen Hoover statement. I said, Colleen supports Blake. It was that day. Blake Lively. You have been nothing but honest, kind, supportive, and patient since the day we met. Thank you for being exactly the human that you are. Never change, never wilt. And that was that day. Isn't that nuts? And I said, Colleen supports Blake. And in that picture is the mom, is Ryan Reynolds' psycho mom. Remember that mom? She ruined his life, Micah says. It's so damn true. She ruined his life in that day. Is this not insane, you guys, to go back? Let's see what else. Okay, do you guys want to see my should we listen to my thoughts on the day that I read the CRD complaint without knowing anything? I almost am scared. I'm almost scared to rewatch my thoughts on that day. I'm actually scared. Should we? I'm probably going to be like, Justin Baldoni was an awful human being. I'm scared. Okay, fine. We'll do it. Please don't be mad. So just like you guys, I am learning all of this Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively drama in real time. Okay, it's 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. I'm literally watching It Ends With Us. I've read the book. So I haven't seen the movie, but of course, you know, I want to watch the movie because I'm breaking it all down on my Patreon tomorrow and I'm reading everything. I'm reading all about the lawsuit and I'm seeing all the text messages and I'm learning everything alongside you guys. I am just so floored by it all. I was following the story insanely closely over the summer. And I was also heavily on Blake Lively's side at the very beginning because that's what happened. I want to remind you guys a little bit. If you were following this in real time, the world was against Justin Baldoni at first, okay? The entire cast was ostracizing him. At first, no one understood why, but the entire cast, including Colleen Hoover, Ryan Reynolds, everyone unfollowed. Actually, we found out Ryan Reynolds actually blocked Justin Baldoni on Instagram. Everyone unfollowed Justin Baldoni. Then And so everyone was thinking, like, obviously Justin's the problem, because if everyone is unfollowing him and no one's doing press with him, he's the problem. But then what happened was, clearly, as we see, around August, I think it was around August, Justin had to protect his career. This is how I see it. Justin had to protect his career, which is why he then went and hired this insane, I mean, ridiculous, insane PR team. These two women who then came and, as you can see, did a bang up job in destroying Blake's reputation.
Oh my God.
Whether or not I
Team
agree
Blake.
with what they did is not even an important point, because they did what their job was, which is to turn the narrative against Justin Baldoni and to make him kind of build back his career. Because honestly, at that point, the world, Hollywood, celebrities, Swifties, Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, Hugh Jackman, like the whole world was on Blake Lively's side. And then all of a sudden, it switched, right? Blake Lively was the bitch. Blake Lively was the girl that everyone hated. Blake Lively was the mean girl in interviews. I mean, we all saw that, let's be real. And everyone was against Blake Lively. Blake Lively had the bad hair care products. Blake Lively was the disaster on set. Blake Lively was the person that was, set to be canceled. So whatever Justin Baldoni's PR team did, which is what PR teams, crisis managers do in these cases,
I have a huge forehead.
Worked. Okay. Now, this lawsuit it's a twofold, and I'm going to break this down, like I said, in detail, but this lawsuit is a twofold. And clearly she's suing him for two things, right? She's suing him for slander or smearing her reputation, but she's also suing him for sexual harassment. And that sexual harassment part of it is a very different part. That is for real. Okay. That part, it's serious and it's real. And it's honestly, if what she is saying is true, which of course, I mean, I don't know if there's proof or it's just,
there's no proof.
She said, he said type of stuff. You have to take that seriously. And that's bad. All of that is bad, but that can't be overshadowed by the smear campaign, because that is a different, I think it needs to be separated. However, here's where it gets a little interesting for me. And I'm just like thinking of things out loud, because he just got dropped by William Morris agency, William Morris Endeavor, WME, which is one of the top agencies here in LA. And if you know that it's the biggest deal to get dropped by your agency, especially the Saturday before Christmas. Nothing happens like this on Saturdays. And the fact that he got dropped on the day of a lawsuit being filed, it's not like he was, deemed guilty. It was just the lawsuit. He got dropped. But then you go further and you realize, oh, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are both repped at that same agency. Not the same agents, but the same agency. And I have a source at William Morris agency who I've been texting with back and forth. And although they have no specific reasons for why he was dropped, that was their reasoning. Well, it's most likely because it's a conflict of interest. And it was most likely like, it's a money-making thing. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are more likely to make money and, will be able to make them more money. Secondly, here's another thing that I was thinking, and this is the last thought off the top of my head right now. We need to hear from Jenny Slate. We need to hear from Colleen Hoover, and we need to hear from the rest of the cast, because there were other people on that set that saw exactly what Blake Lively was supposedly seeing. They saw maybe Justin Baldoni being a terror of a director, being harassing, being unprofessional, all these things. Why are they silent? Because if he was that bad to Blake, they must have seen something. Someone saw something. So why have they not said anything? If they haven't said anything, it makes me think, are they scared to not say anything, or have they not said anything because there is nothing for them to say? Because they have no proof or no actual, they haven't seen anything to actually go against Justin, and they don't want to necessarily lie, but they also don't want to go against the machine of Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively.
I knew it
because
then.
Who would? Because Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, they are Hollywood. Who wants to go against Ryan Reynolds? And Justin Baldoni is going to lose here, because no one can go against Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. You can't win against that machine. Just a thought. So just like you.
Okay. I'm actually not that off. A year ago. I'm actually good at this. Proud of you, Donna. Do you guys remember Out of This World? Would you like to live on a star? Oh, carry moonbeams home in a jar. I swear.
Now, the only problem here is that the more I read into it, about 2 days later, I called Zach and I was like, I can't be your friend because you don't believe women. You don't believe women. And Zach is like, I don't think Blake was actually sexually harassed by Justin. I was like, stop. You don't believe women. Believe women. So there was that. Okay. Now, Colleen Hoover can keep talking because she has 500 new movies coming out and she needs someone to see those movies. And reminders of him or whichever movie just came out, the one that was just out in the theaters, did horribly. And she has Verity coming out and she has all these other movies. So she needs to salvage that career. I don't want to read any of her new books, but she does have that new book that does feel like it's about Blake Lively, Women Scorned. It's probably about her. Probably about her. Please subscribe and like this video if you guys are here. Nostradamus, I like it. That should be my new YouTube channel. Nostradamus, have you guys subscribed and liked this video? I will read it, Enrique. Let's make it a book club. I'm actually reading a great book right now. It's a fiction book about trad wives and murder mysteries. It's so juicy and light and just like fun. It's a fun one. Okay, so let's move on to another story. I've got some good ones today. Well, every day, but we've got to talk about Meghan King because my girl Molly is here and I've got some feelings. Okay. I got some feelings about Meghan King and I want to get into it. But before I do, I just want to remind you guys that this week's episode is brought to you by a few different companies. But of course, one of them is Wayfair. Because if you are decorating and hosting for the holiday season, it's just around the corner and it's time to start getting your space ready with Wayfair, making sure you have seating for everyone, getting out warmer linens, sheets, getting new fun serveware and cookware, and of course, holiday decor. Wayfair's Black Friday sale is the perfect time to score huge deals on all things home, no matter what your style. Wayfair is the place to shop for all things home, everything from sofas to spatulas, you name it, they have it. And you can get up to 70% off during Wayfair's Black Friday sale. Black Friday is next week, you guys. It's crazy. Starting October 30th, which is already last month, you can shop Wayfair's can't miss Black Friday deals all month long. Plus, you can sit back and relax with Wayfair's fast and easy shipping just in time for the holidays. Don't miss out on early Black Friday deals. Head to wayfair.com now to shop Wayfair's Black Friday deals for up to 70% off. That's wayfair.com. Sale ends December 7th. 6, 7, 12, 7, 12, 7. All right. Thanks, Christina. Okay, you guys, big news in the Bravo landscape. Lots of arrests, lots of legal stuff happening. But the biggest one, I think, that kind of like hits me as a mom, I'm a mommy, is Meghan King. Meghan King Edmonds from a few seasons ago of Real Housewives of OC has 3 kids with former husband Jim Edmonds, football player, baseball player. I couldn't tell you, but I should probably find that out because it's probably an important part of the story, what he used to do. I don't know. They had a really, really crappy relationship. He was a bad husband. They were a little off. Okay. I'm just going to be honest. They both were a little bit off, but she had a fun role on Real Housewives of OC because she was there during the time where Brooks and Vicky were on the show and Vicky and Brooks faked his cancer. So, baseball. Thank you. Oh my God. You guys were on it. Baseball. And Meghan was like the kind of person in charge of doing the detective work for Brooks and the fake cancer. So it was kind of a fun time during that show. I never really took to Meghan King Edmonds. I never found her to be so amazing. I never found her to be so likable. So I didn't really follow her journey after she got fired from the show. I do remember they had a very tumultuous divorce after she got the kids through IVF. One of the kids, I believe, struggled a little bit with some health issues. There was a bad divorce. There was bad custody issues. We can get into that in just a second. Meanwhile, she went on to remarry. She married Joe Biden's nephew. It was a 1-month marriage. It didn't go well. And then she got into like some weird stuff on social media. There was always random articles and random blogs and Instagram accounts that would just be posting about some weird stuff that she would do. For example, one time she would get this weird criticism that would always happen, right? A lot of oversharing of private family matters, lots of grievances that she would air publicly about divorce and custody battles with her ex-husband. Lots of like attention seeking, lots of erratic behavior. And that's why she has like a really big snark page kind of on Reddit that I discovered, where a lot of people just kind of talk about, being a little concerned with her behavior. She just has that kind of personality online. And sometimes it gets written up in like Page Six and Us Weekly. For example, in 2020, she revealed on social media about her son's medical diagnosis without even talking publicly about that, or talking about it with, I guess, her ex, if she could announce it publicly. So, for example, I guess in 2020, she revealed that her young son, Hart, who she shares with her ex, obviously, had irreversible brain damage, later specified as periventricular leukomalacia. It's related to cerebral palsy. Jim Edmonds' rep called it unconscionable and absolutely disgraceful that she shared it publicly without discussing with him first, as he claimed to be unaware of the formal diagnosis. Okay? So that's pretty crappy to do. To share about a child that you share with someone else in a public forum where you have hundreds of thousands of followers. Let me see exactly how many followers she has now. She has let me see. She has 870,000 followers. So she has close to 1 million followers on Instagram. So to post that kind of stuff publicly without consulting your kid's other parent is really shitty to do. Okay? I'm just saying I'm not saying that he's good, by the way. I'm not saying he's great. I'm just saying these are some things that have been called out as behavior that have been a little bit shady on her end. Another thing she has also detailed, she's frequently shared specifics about her kids' challenges, such as that little boy Hart's developmental delays, his potty training difficulties, his illnesses, like different things that he's gone through. Critics of her accuse her of exploiting the children for content or attention and violating their privacy. In one case, she posted a video about his potty training, prompting her ex to publicly urge her to respect their children's privacy. So she seems to do a lot of like public stuff around the kids, which we see a lot online with those like family vloggers. It always is a little weird. But if you're gonna do it, at least get both parents' consent to do it. When you have a husband and a mother and a father that live together and you decide to do this together, like a family vlog, at least you see that you have two parents involved. But if you have a single mother doing it and your ex-husband, who's also the parent, is saying like, I don't want that online, and you're still doing it anyway, that's actually really shitty. Right? Because imagine if you are the parent that's not involved in that decision and your kid's being exploited and his potty training and stuff is all over your ex's social media with 1 million followers. That's pretty crappy. Okay? That's pretty crappy. Also, ongoing battles with her ex. She posts screenshots of emails and texts from their arguments, accuses him of inconsistent child support or emotional abuse, discusses coercive control and tearful Instagram stories a lot. Which a lot of people do when they're going through divorces and stuff. But remember, these are public people and she's posting all this kind of stuff. Really, really shitty. If you're going through a bad divorce on your own, I understand that you'd want to do that to kind of state your case, but you have to understand that there's other people involved. You have shared kids with these people and you're public. It's not okay to do. Then in 2024, she received a lot of public backlash for videos showing her moving a bird's nest. I remember seeing this. Do you guys remember seeing this? She moved a bird's nest with eggs, hoping predators would handle it, and her dog chasing and tormenting a baby squirrel while the mother watched. She did this multiple times. And people were picking up on it, sharing these videos and posting it online saying, like, this is psycho behavior. Why in the world would you take a bird's nest and saying, like, let's move it and hopefully other animals eat this bird's nest and film it and put it on your Instagram stories? Like, you know how I feel about animals, you guys. You know I'm an animal lover. Whenever you see someone going after animals in an abusive, aggressive way, that's sociopathic behavior. That's like serial killer behavior when you start going after animals. I don't get it. And I understand, like, if you're a hunter and that's your job, but like you're just a mom trying to kill animals, that's weird, I think. Okay. And I'm just pointing out there's been some weird stuff online. So when you see headlines like mom loses 3 kids to CPS, just go a little deeper. Okay. And finally, after her divorce, she's also like gone into other marriages and stuff, whatever, that's fine. But her social media presence has been a double-edged sword. You know, she's obviously, it keeps her relevant. She's a podcaster, Instagram, but a lot of it is impulsive. She's also a real estate agent. So she's doing all of that. Now, my friend Molly Dare, who is on this, you know, she's been on Doser's Live. She's one of my besties. And she is someone that, you know, I love dearly. And if you go after my friends, I go after you. That's the rule. That's what I strongly always have felt. She told me this story years ago. So this is not a new story. This is a story that's been around for a long time in Molly's life. And I always will take Molly's side. And when Molly told me this story, I was like, this is an insane story. So I'm going to play it for you guys because Molly finally shared it on TikTok this morning. This happened a few years ago with Meghan King. I just want to share with you guys a little bit about who Meghan King really is and why I've always had a bad taste in my mouth about her.
Right now, Meghan King Edmonds temporarily losing custody of her children and what all is happening there. And I wasn't going to share this story, but I am so triggered because I have interacted with Meghan King Edmonds before, and it was not pleasant. And 90% of my interactions with people I do PR and crisis management are decent. And a lot of times I have NDAs signed and I don't discuss most of it. However, no NDA signed here. And I'm happy to discuss this because karma is a you-know-what. Back in the day, I had a radio show with a co-host and we would host events and we did a lot of stuff with the housewives and we were hosting a housewives kind of meet and greet event. I was on a call, my first call with Meghan King Edmonds, and 2 other people were on the call with me discussing the event. Well, she was doing some wine thing at the time. She had some organic wine she was trying to sell. I'm not sure what it was. And she wanted us to have it at the event in the hopes that people would buy or subscribe to whatever it was, kind of like an MLM wine thing. And she insisted that we buy the wine, like 50 bottles of it for her to even come. Her whole tone was very condescending. She was so rude, in fact, that the 2 other people that were on the call with me called me afterwards apologizing for her behavior because they wanted to make sure I would still do the event. Just rude and condescending for absolutely no reason. I was being nothing but kind and helpful for this event. At the same time, one of my daughters was dealing with a medical crisis, was in a lot of pain 24/7. We were trying to get her treated, was going all over the country, you know, in various hospitals, trying to get her into programs to be treated for what she has. Everyone knew I was dealing with this. Obviously, Meghan didn't, but the other people involved with me in the event knew that this was going on. I finally got a call from Boston Children's Hospital that there was a spot for my daughter and that they were going to bring her in for a few months. Of course, I packed my bags and said, I am headed up to Boston's Children's Hospital. Go ahead and do the event without me. I'm so sorry. You know, you can either do it. And they said, oh, no, we'll postpone it till when you're back. And I said, no, just go ahead and do it. It's not a big deal to me. I got to go take care of this. Obviously, our kids come first. Meghan didn't like that. She was pissed, okay, that I chose to, I guess, postpone the event or not have the event, whatever, and take care of my child. So she took it upon herself to tell other people involved, other housewives, etc., that I was lying about my child, okay, that my child wasn't really sick or had a medical issue going on, that I was making it up as an excuse to get out of doing the event. Now, the other housewives that she told know me and are friends with me. So of course they come to me and like, you will not believe what she is saying and spreading around. Like, who does that? Who says that a mother is lying about their child and their child, being sick or in pain or anything of the sort? I would never accuse a mother of lying about their child. That is, I think, the lowest you could go. And I was just so disgusted by that. I thought that was so horrible. You don't even know me or what I've been going through with my child for years. So while I am not the same, and I do not wish ill will upon Meghan, and I hope everything is okay and she gets her children back, because I don't want any child taken from a mother, I do think that karma is a you-know-what. And whatever is going on there and whatever the courts decide, I hope that it is in the children's best interests all around.
Listen, she did not get her kids taken away because of bad behavior with other people. I'm just saying that if that is where your brain goes, that this woman is lying about her own kid when her kid gets into a program at Boston Children's Hospital, that's where your brain goes, because maybe that's where your brain is, that you lie about things, that you're already lying about your kids. It's so odd. So I just want to say, for a wealthy, I imagine she's a fairly wealthy person, because come on, she's not like loaded, but she's doing okay, I'm sure. White woman, let's be real, to get your kids taken away by CPS, Child Protective Services. It's not because you gave your kid a little Ritalin that was unprescribed one time at school. That's the story that Kelly Dodd is saying. Her friend Kelly Dodd, I guess, called her on the phone last night and then went on TikTok and said, I just spoke to Meghan. Meghan is saying that the kids got taken away because she gave her kid unprescribed Ritalin and the school nurse was administering it or supposed to administer it. And then she called CPS. Now, I'm not a school nurse and I've never been a school nurse, but I don't believe that you have to call CPS if your kid has unprescribed medicine. Maybe you do. You tell me. I think if my kids go to a small school and it's a private school, but I think if my school nurse saw my son, especially in the school nurse with medicine, not like they caught it in their backpack, would they call CPS or would they call me first? I don't know. Bridget is saying you do. Okay, so maybe you do. So if you have to call CPS, then the next step, and this was in May, the next step from CPS, from what I know, because I've talked to people about this, the next step with CPS is that they do come out. They come out for a welfare check. Then I believe the police come out for a welfare check. Then a rep comes out, and this all takes a few weeks, right? Then a representative, like usually a woman or a man, I guess a woman or a man or whatever, comes out to your home for like an unscheduled welfare check. And they come and they check on you and they sit with you and they sit with your children individually. They pull you kind of separately apart. They interview you. They talk to you. They question you. They check in on you. And then they call your teachers. They call your doctor. They speak to you many times. They come back if they question things. They check on you again. It's not a one call and then kids are gone. This is like a long investigation. So something happened that triggered their getting taken away. It wasn't just the Ritalin that one time. The Ritalin is what may have triggered the call. But the investigation is what got the kids taken away. So something was discovered in that investigation. So whether it was what the kids said to the social worker, it was something they discovered with their eyes in the home, it was behavior that they discovered, maybe something that they felt like Meghan wasn't doing in their experience. Something happened that made them take those kids away. It is not easy to have your 3 kids taken away as a mother, in my opinion, is my guess. So whether that's physical abuse, whether that's drugs, whether that's unsafe conditions, whether that's the kids not feeling comfortable or safe, something. Mary says, I recently had dealings with CPS concerning my granddaughter, and honestly, they don't even do what they are supposed to do anymore. Trust me. Meaning it's hard to get your kids taken away, basically. Okay, as an RN, Robin says, as an RN, giving unprescribed medication will result in loss suspension of your license. This is crazy. I absolutely would call CPS. So you would call CPS. We've discussed that. So you definitely would call CPS, but that doesn't mean you would automatically lose your kids. Because think about how easy it would be for a kid to by mistake just like take a pill bottle to school, right? That wouldn't, if my kids just randomly took a pill bottle to school, that wouldn't be grounds for me losing my kids. They would have to investigate the circumstances. It could be grounds for CPS getting called, but they'd have to check in. They'd have to ask questions. They'd have to understand, why did that happen, right? Mistakes happen too. 100% Joy says there is more to this story. Deborah says, my best friend is a social worker. It is a longer process. It's weeks of a process, and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So something would have happened. Something would have happened. I don't know what it is. Okay. Let's go to the next story. Just a reminder, this week's episode is also brought to you by Ollie Dog Food. Wanting the absolute best for my dog, I switched to Ollie. They offer fresh, protein-packed meals made with real human-grade ingredients, a win for my dog's health. And they offer 5 tasty recipes, all slow-cooked for top nutrition, which is a win for my dog's happiness. There's human-grade recipes backed by vet nutritionists and crafted with culinary experts. Dogs love the taste. Even the pickiest eaters will show more excitement during mealtime. Better experience, tailored meal plans to meet your dog's specific needs. There's perfectly portioned meals in mess-free packaging. And there's also one-of-kind technology with the Ollie app, which is so easy, you guys. Just today, I got a little notification on the app saying Murphy's food is ready to be packed. And I was like, no, we already have food. And I just skipped the shipment for another week. It's super easy. Your dog's well-being starts with their food. And that's why Ollie delivers fresh, human-grade food that your dog will love. Head to ollie.com/dailydose. Tell them all about your dog and use code DAILYDOSE to get 60% off your welcome kit when you just subscribe today. Plus, they offer a happiness guarantee on your first box. So if you're not completely satisfied, you'll get your money back. That's OLLIE.com/dailydose and enter code DAILYDOSE to get 60% off your first box. Okay, let's talk about Britney Spears real quick. Yeah. Thanks so much, Christina. Britney Spears got spotted. And this is so odd, you guys. I need you to tell me, do you think this is Britney Spears? And this may be a moment for a poll, because I do not know if this is Britney or not. I really don't know. It is Britney, but is it Britney? Let me find the article really fast, because I was using a different computer yesterday. So let me just quickly pull it up. It was one of those Daily Mail exclusives, the pay articles. So I sent it to Andy from Popcorn Planet. And, Andy and I argue about Britney a little bit because he's so protective over her. And I was like, why can't we just talk about her? And he's like, leave her alone. And I'm like, do we have to leave her alone when she gets in a car with a full wine glass? Are you sure we have to still leave her alone? Leave her alone. Okay. So he was like, I'm not paying for Daily Fail. And I was like, but I do. So these are the pictures in the video. It says Britney Spears is noticeably fuller-faced, and she's sparked fresh concern after she was spotted carrying a full champagne flute out of a wine bar. Well, first, let me actually put I'm going to put a poll up first. Hold on. Let me put a poll up and start a poll. Is this Britney Spears? Start poll. You guys tell me as I show you the actual video. It says she gets behind the wheel after taking a full glass of champagne to her car. She looks disheveled, her hair wild, and her face concerningly puffy. This is the part that just is very concerning to me. Not concerning, confusing, I should say. So this is how Britney looks. It's definitely Britney. Like all of my mind goes to that is being Britney. That is Britney. The problem is she looks so different than she looked just on Friday night when she was posting videos of her at Kim Kardashian's house. Let me show you more pictures. So this looks to me like when she gets to the bar. It's like earlier, it's more daytime. She's got this babushka over her head. Okay. And this is her when she's walking out. She's with a guy who looks honestly like Luann's pirate from that Real Housewives. She's walking out. It looks like everything about it looks like her, but she's walking out of a wine bar with a full glass of champagne, her cell phone. I don't know if the staff is like, excuse me, ma'am, you can't walk out with your wine. I don't exactly understand, but apparently he's staff. It says onlookers say the man helped pack her belongings into the passenger seat, and then she sped off. Now, this is her full body. People were honing in on the fact that these are her shoes, and that is a tattoo on her foot right there. And people can really recognize that tattoo and those shoes. She's definitely wearing those like low jeans with her big, long, not big, like her belly button. You know, she always wears very low jeans. I mean, that's Britney, right? That's Britney. She's a full face, very full face for Britney. It's just weird because when she posts on social media, which she posts fairly regularly lately, of her dancing and herself, she doesn't look anything like this, which is just so confusing. So let's see where we are on our poll. Wow, only 58% of you guys think it is her. 58%. Some of the comments say, no, it says, Mary says, wait, did they say she got into the passenger seat? No, she got into the driver's seat. The staff put all her stuff in the passenger seat. Christina says, did she maybe have some sort of facial treatment done so her face is still swollen? I mean, maybe. Yeah, we just saw her with Kim and stuff, and she looked fine. She's too big to be Britney. I've also seen that top on Britney before. It does look like her to me, especially the smile. That doesn't look like the OG Britney that dances with knives. Timu Britney. It's weird, you guys. I swear to God, I cannot understand. She looks like she got stung by a bee. It's the weirdest thing. Lisa says her face is full because she's bloated from alcohol and bad food. Now, look, I am one to get bloated. I am one to get very bloated when I eat a lot of salt. Like the day after I went to Korean barbecue, you should have seen me. Like I was like I get very bloated. I wake up in the morning, I can't take off my rings after if I drink some dirty martinis. But it's not like that. Because you would notice if I came on my show the next day and I was like, hello. Deborah says maybe it's the angles, but it's in every picture. I don't think it's the angles when it's in every single picture. Anyway, that's the deal. So I guess we'll see. We'll see if she continues to post. I mean, who knows? Maybe she's using some sort of filter on her Instagram at home, you know? All right, our final, let's do a quick Jeff Lewis update because yesterday, you guys, I did listen to Jeff Lewis for the first time in so long. I did. I listened to Jeff Lewis. I'm sorry I had to because I found out that Craig Conover, my boyfriend, was on Jeff Lewis. So I listened to the Craig Conover Madison interview and I thought it was so cute. And I love Craig and I love Madison. I'm obsessed with both of them. And then I ended up listening to yesterday's episode because someone told me you have to listen to this caller, Amy, that calls in and just like tears Jeff a new one. And it was nuts. Did anyone else hear this call? It was so crazy. This girl, Amy, calls into Jeff Lewis and she just attacks him. She goes in on him about the way he was with Andy, and Jeff loses it on her. He goes, you know what? You're being a bitch. Fuck you. And he hung up on her. And I kind of get it, because if I took real life calls and someone called me and started attacking me on my show, I would probably lose my shit too. Let's be real. It's your show. But it was really, really uncomfortable. Let me see if I can just really quickly find it, because I feel like someone posted it on the Reddit. And that's why I listened to it, because someone said, oh my God, you have to listen to this call, and they posted it. Okay, here it is. It's about his conversation with that what's it called? With Andy. And Chanel, by the way, Chanel Ayan, who is from Dubai, from Real Housewives of Dubai, she was the best on the red carpet during BravoCon. She's so funny. And she was Jeff's guest yesterday, and she was so good. Like, I actually love her. She actually makes everything funny. So that was also a reason why it was fun listening to Jeff for the first time. It was actually kind of enjoyable listening to Jeff for the first time after a long time, I have to be honest. All right, check this out. I hope you can hear it. Let's make it louder here.
Should I take it?
Line 3 is just like, you would have freaked out if some of the things that happened at BravoCon happened at ChumpCon.
Is it a good call? Should we grab it?
I think you should grab it. She's very ready to go.
Amy, California, line 3. Hi, Amy.
Hello, let me turn my radio off.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry. Are you there?
We're here.
Yes.
Good morning.
Okay, my main thing is I'm a little nervous calling because I don't usually call in, but the way you were with the interview with Andy and the way you acted and the way some of the things you said that they cut off and didn't air, and also the things that you said on the radio about BravoCon, telling people they should come to ChumpCon instead of BravoCon.
I didn't say
And
Instead of.
I didn't say instead of.
you kind of just said it to her, so I'm sure a lot of people it's a lot more intimate. It's more fun.
That's not instead
No,
of.
but I think she's complimenting. Look, I think it would be great
No,
if
but
you.
the main thing is, if your chumps would have did what you did at BravoCon and acted the way you did on camera and the things that you said, you would have flipped a fucking lid. And if you think you wouldn't have, you're a fucking hypocrite, because you totally would have.
Okay, I
And
guess I
the
want
way
to
you
get
said people didn't get
specific.
paid enough money, you were just complaining. You complained quite a bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
So you should really go. You really need to go back and watch that segment with you and Andy. I know you don't like to watch yourself, but you do need to watch yourself.
Okay, thanks, Amy.
You were horrible to Andy, and you owe Andy a big apology. And if somebody did that to you when they were on your ChumpCon, your time, when you own people because you think you own people, you would have flipped a fucking lid. And everybody I talk to feels the same way, Jeff. So you need to really take a look at yourself.
You know what? You're kind of a bitch. Like, I thought that you were calling
Well,
to.
I might
This
be,
is
Jeff,
not
and you are kind of
constructive.
a dick
And
and
what
a
the fuck are you
narcissist.
doing calling me right now live? You should be at work. Do something productive. Fuck off.
You know what,
Hang up.
Jeff?
Fuck you. Hang up. Hang up. We're going to take a break now.
Okay, that is not the way the call. She was a sweet girl when she called.
Not sweet at all.
Not
Honestly,
sweet at all, Amy.
she was a bit aggressive.
We've already been over all this stuff
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with more Jeff Lewis Live after
I'm
this.
very upset.
I'm really glad I'm not Amy. But I would never call in a radio show and talk like that. Like, that's kind of wild. It was like if Reddit was real, right? She was like a Reddit come alive. It takes a lot of cojones to call into a radio show, wait, get on the radio, and then attack the host that way. It doesn't happen that often, I don't think. But I would act probably, I don't know if I would say F you and call the person a bitch like that and then hang up. But I would not want anyone to call me on my live show and then lay into me that way. He had already kind of made up with Andy, and she was just like coming in hot. But I told you, Jeff is so polarizing. Like he really, really triggers people. He gets people really upset. He gets people really upset. And he already said and then I think when he came back from break, he was like, I recognized where I went wrong. I apologized to Andy. Like, we're good now. Leave it be. It was a lot. It was a lot. TX Katarina says, you do not yell at people in their own home. She got what she wanted. It's so true. Like, what did she think she was going to get? I'm sorry. You're right, Amy. He was kind of trying to talk and she was like, brr, and she kept cutting him off, which is also really effed. And he even said after, he's like, you didn't even let me have a chance to give you a dialogue. Like you were just yelling. You were just yelling and ranting. So it's true. Like, what do you expect? It was tough. Oh, but it was good listening. It was good radio. I have to admit, like, it made me want to listen to Jeff Lewis again. Oh, yeah. Okay, but Craig and Madison were on the day before, and my man Craig led me into watching Southern Charm again. And Southern Charm, Paparoo, was so freaking good. And I think it's because I went to Charleston in June. And actually the show opened up and it said June 16th, 2025, Austin's birthday. And just a reminder, I was there on June 16th, 2025. And that was the day I met Austin in person, took a picture of him right before I went to Boone Farms Plantation. Remember the slave plantation, also known as Ryan and Blake's wedding location. Weird how it all comes full circle. Weird. So it was kind of funny to see that. Now, the show is so good, you guys. If you have not watched Southern Charm, this is a great time to just get right in. Craig is single. He's drinking and he's ready. He's ready to go. He's ready to get laid. He's ready to hook up. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a good season. He's going to get messy. He's going to get drunk. And I missed it. I loved Craig being the sweet guy that's home and likes to cook and likes to barbecue and drink his little NA beers and hang with the bees. But I really want to see drunk Craig. I want to see him hook up. I want to see him break some hearts. I want to see him get drunk. I want to see him do all these things. You said get the tiny hands. I have one tiny hand over there on the floor, and I just have this hand because Wrigley took the other tiny hand. It's all the way across the room. So Craig was cupping his beer the whole time, and he was like, well, Sally's hot. He's like, Sally's really hot. Now, he and Madison are besties. And Madison's pregnant like this. She's huge pregnant. And she's like, I just want to have this baby. And Craig gets her for the baby shower, which happens to be at Patricia's house. You know, Patricia's like 99 years old, but looks 60. Her face. It's the craziest thing. He spends a week quilting for Madison. I mean, Craig is such a winner. Quilting. He quilted. Craig, love a quilter. How long do you think it takes to quilt when you have small hands? Now, a big part of this season is going to be Craig's drinking because he brought the drinking into it last year. Last year, he said, I have a tendency to be an alcoholic, which is why with Paige, I wanted to really bring it down and stop drinking as much. But this season, I'm going balls to the wall. Apparently last week they were in Los Angeles, he and Austin, and there were shots. Now I'll tell you who is the worst on the show, and his name is Shep. Shep and his teeth. My kids watched the first 15, 20 minutes of the show with me. And even Oliver, he's 10 years old. He goes, Mom, that Shep guy has no game. He's 10. I said, really? How do you know? He goes, he's really awkward. I said, I know. He goes, he's not going to have a hard time. He's not going to have an easy time getting a girlfriend, huh? I said, he doesn't have an easy time. He'll never find a girlfriend. He's real awkward, that Chet. He's like, hey, I'm looking for a gift for a baby shower. This is a 50-some-year-old man that comes from millions and millions and millions of dollars, and he balked at the idea of spending $150 on a gift. He's single. He has no kids. Where is his money? He's so uncomfortable. Really strange. Now, Austin has a girlfriend too. Austin's so damn cute. He's really gotten cuter every season. But Austin has a girlfriend, and he's like, I just love my relationship. We don't live in the same city. It's the best. He goes, she's there. I'm here. What could be better? Meanwhile, everyone's thinking she's miserable because you don't want to be in the same city as her. It's the funniest thing ever. And then we have Molly, the tuba player, who last season I was like, Molly's so cute. This season I'm concerned. She's a hoarder. She lives in an apartment that is tiny, that is filled to the rim, floor to ceiling with shit. And when I say shit, I don't mean stuff that's like shit, including 3 cats, a dog, a snake that gets lost, frozen mice to feed said snake, and multiple other small creatures. It was hoarder's paradise. There was random shoes, boxes, cups, drinks, racks, shark teeth. I wanted to vomit in that apartment. And all of a sudden, my little cute girl crush on Molly last season, former America's Next Top Model, tuba player, awkward, cute. I've never felt so turned off by anyone in my entire life. I was like, get this woman on TLC immediately. Get her off Bravo and put her on TLC. It was disgusting to watch. Vanita is still there, not doing much. Honestly, I still struggle with Vanita, except beefing with my boyfriend, Craig. And I'm sorry, I'm Team Craig on this. Why are you Team Paige? You're on the same show as Craig. Why did you call Paige when Craig and Paige broke up? We're not Team Paige on the show, okay? We're Team Craig. And then Sally, who's Vanita's best friend, Sally, wants to ship Craig. But she has to pretend that she's, on Vanita's side. And she's getting drunker and drunker. And Craig is like, hey, girl, to Sally. And she just wants to open her legs to Craig. But she has to pretend that she's like, girl's girl with Vanita. And Vanita's cock blocking that. Not a fan. Not a fan. Not a fan of Vanita in this season. Yet. We'll see what happens. It's a great show. Watch it. So good. Anyway, you guys, that is that. Okay, you guys, that's it. Thanks for subscribing. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. That was a fun episode. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. And never get snakes. Okay, that's where I'm going to leave you. This is where I leave you. Have an amazing Thursday. I'll see you for our Friday episode tomorrow. Bye.